Hello everyone. The purpose of this video is to show you some of the basic shapes and tools that you can use related to geometry with GeoGebra. The first few items that I want to show you are how you can draw basic shapes. So in a previous video we learned that we could select the point tool and just place several different points on our page. You can do this with a grid behind the points if you want to be accurate, or you can remove those and just place the points as you like. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see the option for lines. So maybe I want to connect these points with a line segment, so I can do that to create a polygon. And you'll notice that it labels each of the line segments as I do that. I might also want to draw a line between two points, so you have that option. You can draw an array headed in one direction. You can draw in a vector as well. Notice that for the vector, I didn't already have this point E. I just started at A and then ended where I wanted it to go. So those are some options you can use to connect the points. You can also take and just place individual points, and if you go down under more, there are some options for polygons. So you could connect several of these points to create a polygon, and notice it starts to shade in the interior of the polygon as you connect the points. Select the first one you want to start with and then go to all the different points, returning to the one that you started with. For a regular polygon, you can select 2 points and then it will ask you how many vertices you want. So I'm going to make a 7-sided polygon here, and it will create it with that same length. So some different options with your polygons that you can create. To create an angle, you would want to use either the line or the ray tool, or the line segment, line or ray tool to create angles. So we can create a ray here, create a ray there, and so now I have angle POQ. I can actually find the value of this angle. If I go up under measure, I can select angle. Notice it says select 3 points or 2 lines. So since I used rays, I can select these 2 lines and it tells me the angle measure. Now in this case it's an exterior angle measure. So if I select this angle measure and go to angle, I can select how I want it to measure the angle. So in this case, I don't want it to be between 180 to 360 degrees. I want it to be between 0 to 180 degrees. And once I do that, it will make it be on the interior of the angle, which is typically what you would want. You can also go under settings and you can select how many decimal places, if you select the settings wheel again, how many decimal places you would like it to round to. So typically for geometry I might use 0 or 1 decimal places depending on how accurate I want my students to be. So you can measure angles, you can measure distance or length. So I can measure the distance of side length BC. I can find the area of a polygon by selecting area and then selecting the polygon. You could even find the slope of a line, and so notice it puts the slope here as 1.1. So there's some neat features that you can use with geometry that will also tie into some algebra skills, so making that connection to coordinate geometry. You can identify all of these labels. Most of the labels have been appearing as I've selected things. But remember, anytime you select an object, you have this option to go and you can change the label, you can show the label, or you could show the value. So that's another way you can find the measurement for certain things. So for CD, if I come over here and select show value, it's going to show me the length of that without me having to go and use the measure feature. So this gives you some information on some of the basic tools that you can use for geometry in GeoGebra. Our next video will focus on some more advanced features that are helpful for the geometry classroom.